Hello, everybody. Welcome to All About Alzheimer's. I'm Angelica Olea, the VP of Operations at Assisted Living Locators. And All About Alzheimer's is a series created to provide families, caregivers, and professionals with advice, insight, and real-time answers to your questions about Alzheimer's and dementia care. Today, we're diving into a truly heartwarming initiative, the Grandbaby Project. We'll explore what it is all about, how two of our incredible franchisees, Colleen McGuire and Traci Duff, are bringing life into their communities and their involvement in it, how it's a powerful example of the simple acts of connection that make a lasting difference. So I want to encourage all of our viewers, if you're watching today, if there's a topic that you would like to learn more about, or if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Traci or Colleen or Assisted Living Locators to find out more. I'd like to introduce our guests and ask them to share just a little bit about themselves and their backgrounds and why is Alzheimer's so important to them and what does it mean? So our first guest today, Colleen McGuire, please introduce yourself and tell us why is Alzheimer's special to you and what is so special about the Grandbaby Project?
Hi everyone, I'm Colleen McGuire and I'm the owner of Assisted Living Locators of Buffalo. I'm also dementia certified and dementia doll therapy certified. I'm the ambassador of the Grandbaby Projects of Western New York, and I have a parent that has dementia, and I have quite a few friends that also are going through that. So this is a great service for folks that have dementia.
Thank you, Colleen. I'm excited to have you on today. And Traci, Duff, would you introduce yourself and tell us where you're located and why is Alzheimer's care important to you?
Yeah, Traci Duff here, and I am the owner of Assisted Living Locators here in Plano, Texas, up in the North Dallas area. And I too am an ambassador for the Grandbaby Project and dementia doll therapy certified as well as dementia care certified. Yeah, this is in our business, we see this every day in and out. Most of us have all been touched somehow by Alzheimer's in our families. And when this Grandbaby Project kind of fell into my lap, it really tugged at my heartstrings when you see the joy and purpose that this brings. So it's a great thing.
Love it. Well, I'm excited to jump right in and learn more and talk all about this and how it helps our seniors and the families that we work with. So, Colleen, are you able to tell me a little bit more about the Grandbaby Project and what is it and how did you become interested in this?
Absolutely. The Grandbaby Project is a non-for-profit dementia doll therapy program that helps bring joy and comfort and purpose to our loved ones with any form of dementia. It also provides training and tools to help dementia caregivers during stressful times for any patient that has dementia. I have family and friends that have dementia, so this is near and dear to my heart. And I really just was so excited to see this opportunity. So I jumped on it, and I've been with the Grandbaby Project since March of 2025. So pretty new, but I'm super excited.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Colleen. And Traci, can you add to that? What made you get involved with this? I know you said it kind of fell into your lap, but can you tell us more?
Yeah. So back in February of 2024, on what I thought was a routine tour with the family of a memory care community, I met Tanya Moon, the founder of the Grandbaby Project, as she was there with her babies. And when the tour was done, I noticed she was still in the community, handing out babies to some of the residents, and I had to stick around. I wished my family well, told them we would connect tomorrow, and one curious question to Tanya, and an hour and a half later, and I was sold, I was in, and signed up and started. She was just getting traction up here in Dallas at that time. So I had to be part of that to impact.
Love it. And so what is the local impact? I know you've been involved in this. So what are you bringing to your community? And do we want to start with Colleen?
Sure, absolutely. So, every community, every dementia care community really wants to give their residents and bring comfort and joy and a sense of purpose to each one of their residents. The Dementia Doll Therapy program helps with lots of things like less fall risks, fewer outbursts. It improves their appetites, increases socialization, reduces obsessive behaviors. It also improves communications. Like sometimes it's amazing. Tanya tells stories all the time about how you present a baby to someone that hasn't talked in a long time, and then you hear them cooing to the babies. It's really amazing. It brings, some tears to your eyes sometimes when you see that. It also enriches their lives with people that are living with dementia. It can help with anxiety as well. There's so many different things that it can help with. So it's amazing.
Love that. Yeah, I know with those that do suffer with Alzheimer's and dementia, that the agitation, the obsessive behavior, the anxiety that comes from that, we hear about that all the time with those that suffer from that. So I'm interested in learning more of how the baby dolls and seeing them revert back to that, state of mind from when they possibly had their own children and going back in the cooing of that. That's so interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Traci, what about you?
So since getting involved with the Grandbaby Project, I've seen how something so simple, really, with the baby doll can start really powerful conversations, whether it's in business or with a personal connection with a family member or something. And one of the most effective little tools we have as a grandbaby ambassador are these buttons, and I should have had one on. I just thought about that.
Me too.
But it says, I know, right? It says, ask me about my babies. And even if you don't have the babies with you, people ask about your babies because I got to know what's going on. But so I'll take them out to networking events. I take them to the senior expos, into presentations at communities to bring awareness and get involved in all the communities. Really embrace this. So when we're able to present this and get this into care homes or communities, it brings everybody together because we bring investors in from the outside to help fund the babies for the community. The community doesn't have to pay for the babies. So it brings awareness and connection, in many ways in our communities. So it's fun. I love my babies.
Well, and I should have asked that sooner. Show me your babies. Can you tell me more about the dolls?
Well, this is Dee Dee and this is Johnny. We named them after two family members that have since passed from Alzheimer's and everything. And they go with me everywhere. They're part of the family now.
I love how you're honoring those that have suffered and carrying their name on in a positive way to help those in your community. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Colleen, what about you?
This is Susie. This is after my aunt who passed with dementia as well. And I have two others. I have a Bobby and a Dottie as well. But they're sitting back in their little crate back there.
Napping.
Yeah. So
something that was really interesting to me when I was learning more about the Grandbaby Project was that these aren't just normal baby dolls that you buy at your everyday store, that these are tailor-made for just our audience, for those that do suffer with Alzheimer's and dementia. Colleen, are you able to tell me a little bit more about what does make these babies a little bit different?
Oh, absolutely. So if you look at the babies, they don't have any hair, which is nice because you don't have to worry about diseases. No hair on the eyebrows. And you can stick anything you want in their mouth and just clean it out with a Q-tip, which is so nice. They're very soft. And when you actually hold them, they get warm, which is nice when you're holding them. And also they're dressed with layers. So, and which is a lot of different activities that you could do with the dolls. It could take about 45 minutes for a dementia patient just to change the baby. So it comes with diapers. And another thing that's awesome is I don't have the spray, but there's a spray that you spray on them. And maybe Traci has it in her basket there.
I do.
And it smells like baby powder. It just smells like a baby.
Oh,
It's just
wonderful.
amazing. So, and they're life size, the heads and everything that you squeeze them, they have real, I mean, their fingers and their hands are just so real looking. And they're easy to like wash up and everything. So they're really thought about the way they were designed for sure.
Traci, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, there are. She has now quite a few different ethnic backgrounds. And so they can really be tailor-made. And a lot of times, like you said, Angelica, that the senior, the patient reverts back to when they had kids or grandchildren or something. So a lot of times they'll want two babies because they had twins. It's such a rewarding on so many levels. Not just for, obviously for us in the background, that giving part, but to watch the joy, watch the families watch their loved one come back to life to some degree or to calm, to see that agitation as they rock the baby and all of that. It's really, really an amazing tool for our dementia folk.
Wow, you gave me goosebumps
Me
there.
too.
I know we all can imagine going into those memory care communities or settings, and you see you witness the agitation, or even the person sitting alone and not really engaging. And so, in other aspects, we've seen kind of the baby dolls that may be left behind. This is really different from those, and what this brings to the seniors, the lifelike doll, and the smell, the touch, and something that I know, Colleen, you touched on, is that there's no hair. So there's no, we're eliminating the rubbing off of the hair, or, any sort of
Right.
the picking.
Yeah.
I love that. So along with having that tailor-made baby doll that is very lifelike, Colleen, are you able to tell us a little bit more about the training you receive and what comes along in working with assisted living locators in the Grandbaby Project? How do you work with the baby dolls?
Absolutely. So what we'll do is actually with the Grandbaby Project, we'll have our community sign up for training, which is very, very important, because we don't want to just bring a doll into the community and not have the caregivers know what to do with them. There's about 75 different tools and activities that the caregivers can use with these dolls. So that is required before we, obviously start ordering the dolls and so forth.
But yeah, so you can go online just as an individual and purchase just the doll kit for a loved one or anything, something like that, or a specific person. But what we do when we go into a home and they have decided to take the Grandbaby Project program, the training comes in. They train all of the caregivers before bringing the babies into the home. And then we actually throw a baby shower for presentation day. When we bring the babies to the home, we go over the training physically now with the caregivers, and then we gradually, in a very calming way, start presenting the babies during this baby shower. And to get those babies, the homes or communities, they pay for the training for their caregivers, whether it's for their nursing director and then she retrains, or if we're training the whole staff. And then we get investors to purchase the amount of babies we need. So if we need 15 babies, we're looking for 15 investors. We invite those investors to come to the baby shower and the families. And it's another amazing experience all in itself. So, yeah, so there's a lot of hearts being touched and getting the community involved and bringing awareness to this awful, awful disease that we're all trying to come up with a cure.
I just want to say thank you so much to Traci and Colleen for all the work that you do in your local communities and the impact that you're making locally on sharing the Grandbaby Project with the seniors and the loved ones, and how you're helping those that do suffer with Alzheimer's and dementia. So thank you so much. So just to summarize this episode a little bit, the Grandbaby Project is something that you can work with directly, or you can contact your local assisted living locators advisor in your area to learn more about how to partner and obtain one of the Grandbaby dolls. I would love for Colleen and Traci to share their contact information just in case you do have questions or would like to reach out to learn more. Colleen, how do people reach you?
You can call me on my cell at 716-440-5479 or reach me via email, colleenm@assistedlivinglocators.com.
Thank you so much, Colleen. And Traci, what about you? How do people get a hold of you down in the Dallas-Plano area?
Yeah, I am on Facebook and LinkedIn, or my email is tracid@assistedlivinglocators.com. My cell number is 972-365-6522.
Well, thank you both so much again about sharing your experience and the impact you're making with the Grandbaby Project. To learn more, you can visit www.thegrandbabyproject.com or visit Assisted Living Locators to find your local senior care advisor in your area. We welcome those that are viewing this. Please feel free to leave comments, reach out to our advisors, and thank you both so much for bringing your babies on to join us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Please join us next time for part 2 with meeting the founder of the Grandbaby Project, Tanya Moon. We're excited to have her on the next episode to tell us all about her journey and how she created the Grandbaby Project and the impact that it's making nationally.